Chicago, 2011. A cop is murdered. Police and prosecutors swear they have the trigger man. He swears he didn't do it. How far will each side go to prove they're right?
Like it's just one bombshell after another, where you're like, what?
The story of a PlayStation, a brain-eating amoeba, and the relentless pursuit of justice. Off Duty, out now. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
This message comes from Jackson. Taxes aren't something you can only think about once a year. With investments, planning for tax day is year-round. Fortunately, Jackson offers tax-efficient products. Visit jackson.com for more information on how our products can make your tax bill a little bit less painful. Jackson is short for Jackson Financial Incorporated, Jackson National Life Insurance Company, Lansing, Michigan, and Jackson National Life Insurance Company of New York, Purchase, New York.
Hi, this is Hannah Berner from Giggly Squad. Have you ever put on a bra that makes you feel like a goddess? Prepare to be obsessed with the Dream Angels Wicked Bra from Victoria's Secret, the iconic brand behind the world's most comfortable bras. And I only wear the most comfortable bras. The bestseller features an innovative sling for perfect lift without padding, and the fit is chef's kiss. Awaken your inner goddess with new colors and super femme lace embroidery. Find out why this bra has thousands of 5-star reviews and counting. Shop it in stores and online at victoriassecret.com.
Hello and welcome back to the Psych Legal Pop Podcast. This is a podcast where we talk about popular culture through the lens of an attorney and a therapist. I'm Tess Brigham. I'm the therapist.
And I'm Brooke Brigham. I'm the attorney.
And we are back with our Sister Wives Rewind. This is Season 9, Episode 9, A Judge Decides. But before we get into that, we want to first announce, if you haven't seen already, we are doing a book club for Christine Brown's new book, Sister Wives. I'm about 60 some odd pages in, and it's good. It is good. So those are going to be dropping every Sunday. So we're going to put the first one this upcoming, actually, when you listen to this, it would have already dropped. Sorry. So that first book club is going to drop on the free feed the first week. And then after that, we're going to start posting the rest of them on Patreon at our $8 tier. So if you want to come check us out and see our Patreon, that's where to get the rest of the book club. And we don't really have an assigned number of weeks that we're going to do it. We really want to take our time and talk about the things that we want to talk about versus okay, we have to cover this many chapters and this many chapters. Because some things are meatier. They're meatier, more interesting sections than others. So.
Yeah. It takes as long as it takes.
Yes. Okay. Now, before we dive into this, A Judge Decides, I am so angry at the producers. Dear God. All we saw was conversation after conversation after conversation about, oh no, we're so worried about the judge. We don't know what the judge is going to do. Anxious. Oh yes, the kids always felt like a part of their family. This is just important to do. But it was like, we got to hear it from Mary. We got to hear it from Rob. We got to hear it from Kody. We heard it from Kody 7 or 8 times. We got to hear it from Christine. Savannah flossing. We got to hear it from her.
I love that scene. What a good girl. Flossing.
She is.
What is she? 8 years old and she's in there flossing?
Yeah.
Good for you, Savannah.
She has good teeth health.
Yes.
It just felt like, dear God. And then when Maddie showed up, I'm like, oh, thank God. But then she leaves. And then, did you not notice that? It went on.
Yeah, she didn't go that well. And also Maddie's thing, Maddie wasn't at the adoption. So she wasn't in town, I guess, when that happened. They just shoved that in there for some filler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because really this whole thing could have been 10 minutes. The judge and all of that. They really wanted to build this up to be this big thing. But the problem is that, okay, we got it. Plural families don't do well in court. You're going to court. That's unique and different. That's scary. Yeah. You don't know what the judge is going to say. Everyone, right? We got it. We got it. And even in the beginning, they have to repeat the whole thing to us. It's like, we got it. We're here. We're season 9, episode 9. Yeah.
And also, they're like, oh, will the judge approve it or not? Mm-hmm. You wouldn't be going to court if it were going to be denied. That's not how it works. You know
really?
I mean? Yeah, okay. This was an orchestrated thing.
Yeah, they don't let cameras in.
Well, yeah, I was shocked they let cameras in the courtroom, number one. Mm-hmm. I don't know how they got that approved. But also, if the judge wasn't going to approve it, he would have told someone and they would not have come to court. Mm-hmm. Like, you come to those adoption day things that they do, they're more like celebrations. You know, these are cases that are going to be approved, have been approved, and families come in and they do the kind of, you know, the judge makes a speech and they do a congratulatory thing. And isn't this wonderful? And the families, and they take pictures and, you know, it's a celebratory thing. Yeah. So they would not be going there if it wasn't going to be approved. So I feel like they were all acting, making, will the judge decide or not decide? And,
but then the whole time, I'm sorry, then I'm thinking about these kids. I'm like, do the kids know that? Or are you just putting all these kids through a lot of stress just for these scenes?
That's another thing. I felt like they were putting Dayton through all this stress because they're like, well, the judge might want to, talk to you. And at one point they said the judge might put you guys on the stand. And no, that would never happen. Mm-hmm. That would never happen. If anything, if the judge had any doubt and wanted to talk to the kids, he would take them into the chambers and it would be done, you know, that they would have a social worker there, whoever's assigned to this case. Yeah, they really hyped this up and really made it seem like it was much scarier than it was. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I was listening to our episode from last week and I realized I misspoke. I said adoption is illegal. I meant to say polygamy is illegal. Like, oh my God.
Oh, that's a big distinction.
It is. You know, my words got confused. But anyway, because polygamy is technically illegal in all 50 states.
Yes.
But, you know, every state has their little carve out provisions like the cohabitation and the, you know, they can decide. And usually unless someone is gaming the system, welfare fraud, marrying, you know, underage girls, that kind of stuff, the state is going to look past that.
Yeah.
So anyway, I find it hard to believe that someone did not brief the Browns because, like I said, these cases always involve a social worker who has to do a home study, who has to report to the court. A judge is not going to approve an adoption in a home that no one's ever seen. No one's ever gone there and confirmed, like, okay, where do these children live?
Yeah.
Who's taking care of them? And are they being taken care of? And all this stuff. So, and then I started thinking, well, yeah, are they making the kids act too?
Yeah. And that's what I'm wondering. Because if, I don't know, little Savannah, I mean, did anyone tell her, like, while you're flossing your teeth, pretend like you're scared? I don't know.
I know. Yeah, exactly. But, and then Robin's kids, are they telling Robin's kids, okay, you have to pretend like, you know, you're really scared. You don't know what's going to happen and you're nervous. But I just felt it was very, very fake.
Yeah.
And it was all for the show. And the poor kids are like in the middle of all this.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, you know, Dayton, they always say Asperger's. We don't have Asperger's anymore. He's on the autism spectrum. And there's a lot of things with Dayton that remind me of my own child where, like, all the questions he was asking, how far away is it? How long, who's going to be there? How long is it going to take? You know, kids that are on the spectrum, they need to know what is going to happen. And so I felt like Dayton was taking this really, you know, he was trying to take this really serious. It was very important to him. He was approaching it from that place. And I don't think he really understood that this was, you know, all for show. I don't think any of those kids really did.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they told the older kids. I don't know. Yeah.
It was weird to me because I know this is not how things go and it's not a surprise on the day of court.
Yeah.
You know, going in, it's going to be approved. I mean,
yeah. But this did not need to be the entire episode. You could have folded one more storyline in.
Well, they did. They put in this Maddie.
Well, no, one more. Maddie
even another
and something
one. Okay.
else. Yes, even more. Because it was so, I mean, go back and if you watch it, it's like so repetitive. I couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah.
I can't do this. So, it's so funny since we're reading Christine's book, the first scene is Kody and Robin, and they're talking about driving together. And they're like, oh, Christine's going separately. I'm like, yes, always. Always separately.
Yeah, let Christine drive all the kids. We'll just drive alone in my little sports car.
Well, actually, did you see Mary got into the back? And so, because Robin would get sick in the back because, she's pregnant.
Oh, yes. Well, yeah,
So Mary was there.
Yeah, his car that he, won in some MLM contest. But yeah, they're in the poor Mary. She still looks miserable.
Oh, God, Mary. I want to talk about Mary.
Yeah, they're dragging her along. Doesn't look good.
No. But we get this recap of, from everybody of like what they've been doing. This is a long process. It's taken a year. And last month they filed the petition. And this is the day that they're going to go to Ron Richards' office.
Isn't it Ron Reynolds?
Oh, Ron Reynolds. Sorry, I got that wrong. There must be another Ron Richards or something.
Ron Richards is the guy from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills who was the attorney.
that attorney. Okay, just another attorney.
Different guy, different Ron attorney. Yeah.
Yes. So they're all preparing to go to his office. But one thing that, again, I know I've said this before, but Kody goes into this whole thing about like, well, there's always been this nagging concern that if Robin dies, the kids would go back to their father. And that just seems like, well, is that? I just don't, I don't, automatically? Like, that's the part that's so weird. They're going to rip these 3 kids out of this family. Like, if Robin dies, rip them out of the family and send them back to his dad and to their dad. And at the same time, there's a little bit of, I'm so angry that they did this too. I mean, again, I don't know Preston. I don't, David Preston. I don't know what he's like, but I just really feel for him because I really feel like that guy. I don't get the sense that I think we would have heard something from him if he was really as bad as they claim.
Yeah, I'm dying to know the true story, but no, Robin could have put something in her will that says if something happens to me and I have minor children, I want Kody Brown to be the guardian. And if they've lived with him for 10 plus years, the standard is always what's in the best interest of the child. They're not automatically just going to go back to their father. But, they want what they want. And that's... And
are you talking about Kody and Robin?
Yeah. Kody and Robin want what they want. They want things their way. They're manipulative. And so, this tracks. And I'm not saying they should go back to their biological father or not, but that's a decision you make at the time because you don't know if something happened. You don't know how old these kids are, what the situation is going to be. Again, like if they're all in high school, they're about to graduate high school and go off they're not going to make them like move to Montana and finish high school necessarily.
No, yeah. Robin, especially, and Kody, they wanted it to be official. They wanted it to be official. Officially, the last name is Brown. Officially, it's this. Officially, it's that. And that's one of the things, again, this entire family is like, oh, I already feel like they're siblings. I already feel like they're part of the family. But it's really, I think, Robin who's like, wants it to be official. Control and to do this. And it's like, okay, do you have to? I mean, the way they're talking to us, it's like, we absolutely have to do this. And it's like, no, you don't. You don't actually have to do this. You're choosing to do it this way. And that's what bugs me.
No, agreed.
Yeah. All right. So I guess, is this common in all states? They go to Ron's office and all the adults, and the judge says, well, there's certain dates that they do adoptions. And so you need to pick one of those dates. Is that how that works?
In some places, like every jurisdiction is different. Sometimes you can call ahead and get some dates from the court and decide. Sometimes you just, in larger counties, you might have to just submit it and get the date you get. Just depends.
So then we're back to, they get 4 choices of dates. They pick a date. And then once I saw the cameras in the courtroom, I'm like, oh, that scene was fake. Because if you're going to have cameras in a court, right? Like if this was a whole production and a setup, like I don't think the producers could.
Yeah, no, the court's going to pick the date that the cameras come in. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that was fake, probably.
Yeah. Ugh, so frustrating.
And of course, Robin picks the first date because they're like, well, it can be September 8th or da 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 da. She's like, oh, September 8th. Yeah, that's the best date.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but it's like you probably already knew this date. Yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
So this was my favorite part. So they're talking about everything. Everyone's talking about it. And every time they mention divorce, the camera goes to Mary. Did you notice that? And Mary was so quiet during that entire meeting. Mm-hmm. And all she would say in her like solo couch sessions is, you know, I have a lot of conflicting emotions about the divorce. Mm-hmm. I mean, she could not crack a smile.
No. She was very
awful. Yeah. Well, I'm wondering if someone sat her down and said, hey, you know what? You didn't need to divorce Kody. Like Robin could have just put something in her will. Like maybe she figured that out. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. But again, it's also very interesting because, right, we talked about this before, like Mary would never write a tell-all book because that's all we're going to get from Mary. Mm-hmm. You know, she's not going to say anything else other than conflicting emotions. And that's it.
Yeah, she's very guarded.
Yeah. Yeah. But, and then Ron gets into this whole thing about divorce and marriages. And of course, I love all these people talking about marriage. It's like everyone's split up now, except for Kody. Janelle's like, oh yeah, you know, you just kind of keep going. You just kind of keep moving along. I'm like, no, Janelle, something stopped. You know, you hit a wall.
Well, yeah, he's talking about his clients he has who get divorced, then get remarried, and then they realize, you know, the grass isn't always greener. So they go back and they remarry the first person. He's just going, and I'm like, okay, that has nothing to do with these people's situation. This is a completely different situation.
Mm-hmm. But when he said, yeah, I've had couples that have divorced and then gotten back together, the camera goes to Mary, looking at her. Like, I mean, again, we don't know what Mary's thinking, but it's really like the producers, the production is telling us, yeah, we think this is Mary. We think this is what Mary wants.
Yes, if only.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay, well, now Maddie's in town. Mm-hmm. So Janelle and Maddie are walking over from Janelle's house to Christine's house.
Yeah, it looks like Christine's.
Yeah, and Maddie is barefoot. I noticed that. Mm. And, you know, they're kind of giggling. They're going to, you know, tell Kody and Christine something. She has big news. And I did think this was nice that, you know, she did want to tell Christine this news because Christine had basically been a second mother to her.
Yeah.
Had a special relationship with her. And she had to qualify it by saying, well, you know, I have a special relationship with Mary and Robin too, but
just in different ways.
Yeah, different ways. And of course she has to say that to please Kody.
Yeah. But I very much so, I'm sure she was like, I'm going to tell Dad and Christine, like, these are my parents and Janelle, you know?
Right. So she starts out, they go into Christine's library.
Yeah, she has a library. Look at that.
And, you know, everyone's like, what's up? What's happening? And she says to Kody, you're going to be a grandpa. And then, just kidding. But then Kody says she's always doing this and I can't tell why. And so like she's always telling Kody that she's pregnant?
No, I think she's always kind of saying the shocking thing, right?
Okay.
I've done this with our parents. Like you tell them this really horrible thing, or you pretend like it's this. But Kody's confused about why would you do that? Like, why would you? And it's like she's teasing you. She's trying to connect with you. She's right. That's what she's doing, Kody.
Because Cody's a teaser also.
Yeah.
He teases the teen. He teases everybody.
Yeah.
So yeah, he can dish it out, but he can't take it.
Yeah.
So she says, there's a guy and we're pretty serious and you know him. And everyone's like, huh? What?
Yeah.
And she says, it's Caleb Brush.
Oh my God.
Yes. And Christine says, Erica's brother? So Erica is was married to Kody's brother, Curtis, who died in a motorcycle accident. And then Kody right away is just thrilled. He's like, well, I couldn't have picked better myself.
Because we all know Kody loves Caleb.
But why?
Not now. Currently, the two of them don't love it. But Cody's always like, right?
He's always had just thought like he walked on water, which I'm not sure why. Because when Curtis died, Caleb was like a young, I don't know, 20. Well, he's 10 years older than Maddie. So at the time she was probably like 15.
Yeah. That's the other thing too, is like, I think that it sounds like they communicated for 3 years until she hit 18.
Yeah.
And then they started dating. And
yeah, but he's just automatically like okay with it. Doesn't even ask any. This is before he asks any questions about well, how did this happen. He's just right off the bat, just like, oh yeah. I mean, he has no questions about why this. I don't know. I thought he accepted it way too quickly.
And so, just to clarify, she was sitting down with the three of them because she said something about like, this is what I have. I wanted to do the traditional thing. And was it that he was going to reach out to Kody to get his blessing? So maybe this is her prep for like, he's going to be calling Kody to ask his blessing, maybe to marry her.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it's clear. It's definitely clear that she's saying we're going to get married and get ready for it. And, he's going to come to you. And then I think in the next season is when they take a trip to Alaska and Caleb goes with him. And that's when he asks Kody for his permission. So Kody's happy. Christina's ecstatic. She attacks Maddie, gives her a big hug. And Janelle wants to make it clear that there's no blood relationship here.
They're not second cousins.
No, this is purely by marriage. And, Maddie explains that she met him at the hospital. This is sad. When Curtis died. And they spent some time together. Not quite sure what that means. And then they talk about the age difference. And Kody says there's a 10-year age difference. And Maddie very quickly says, you've got 11 years on Robin.
That's what I love about Maddie.
She was prepared.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And you can tell she does not like Robin at all. I mean, I think she also doesn't like Mary, but like she has no respect for those two. You can tell. Like she's just kind of like, okay, finally, let's bring them over, or Robin will throw a fit.
Well, remember, I think this was in the very first season where Robin comes to a birthday party at their house in Lehigh, and it's like the first time one of the first times that she's come to visit the family there. And the older siblings are sitting around on the couch talking about Robin. And Maddie was like, well, at least she's not 18. They're just happy that she's, a little bit older, 30-ish or something. Yeah. So how's the thing? If Maddie is 25-ish. No.
Wait, no. She's not 25 at this point. Is she? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Like
and actually,
and Robin,
I'm going to do some Googling here. Because I was trying to figure out. So season 9 was, what year are we in? But they keep saying that Curtis died 2 years ago.
Okay. I don't know. I don't have my timeline in front of me, but I mean, if Maddie's 18, Robin is, I don't know, 32, that's 14 years or something. I don't know.
So Maddie is currently 29.
Right now?
Right now.
She's only 29?
Which is crazy. She's got 4 kids.
Wow.
She was born in 1995. She was born like the year I graduated from college. Oh, I'm so old. So, and then Caleb, according to this, they got married in 2016. So that means that she was 19. No.
Okay.
Wait. She was 21. Sorry.
21.
Yes. She was 21 when they got married. So maybe she was 19 when they met. Maybe she was of age when all of this happened. And they were quote unquote talking.
Okay.
I think the other issue obviously is he's in Montana and she's in, she was going to school in Utah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was the other thing too. I don't think they could see each other that much, but
yeah. Yeah. Well, Kody says this age difference is okay because Maddie is very intense and she needs a mature person.
Yeah. Which is so insulting.
Well, because she says that they talked and texted for a few years. And Caleb says, do you think we're supposed to be together? And Maddie says, sort of. Yeah. It's real romantic.
Listen, they've been together they've been together 9 years. They got 4 kids now. I mean, seems to be going well.
No, it obviously was a good decision, but I just think that's funny. Like, sort of. Yeah. Okay.
Well, it's kind of like how Emily...
Let me go tell my dad.
Well, I don't know if you were watching the show at the time, but Real Housewives of Orange County, like that's how Emily married her husband, Shane. They were friends and they were just talking on the phone. He's like, do you think we should get married? I think she was like, okay. And they get married.
Right. I guess.
So what are you going to do?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And then they call Mary and Robin over and she tells them about Caleb.
Yeah. And then Kody says, I'm rapturously happy for you. What? Rapturously? I don't think that's a word.
No.
He's so weird.
Yeah, I know. And
but
again,
he's so happy about this. I think it's just weird.
Well, yeah. And the other thing too is, when Robin and Mary come over, again, Mary looks miserable.
Yeah.
Like someone roused her out of a depressive state to come over and hear this story. Because was she smiling at all? I don't know if she even really smiled that much.
Mary has not smiled at all in the last several episodes. And going back to this, okay, so if Maddie we're thinking she's 19 when this is happening?
Well, yeah, let me look up and see when Curtis Brown passed away. Hold on.
Because this is 2 years after Curtis died?
Oh, wait. Okay. So Curtis died in June of 2013.
Okay.
So in 2013, she would have been 1995. So 5 plus 13 is 18. Okay. So she was 18 at the time. So he must have been 28. And then they talked for a couple years.
20-ish.
She's like, 20-ish, 21
because she's
maybe.
21 when she gets married.
Okay, so she's 20 right now.
So she's 20-ish. Okay. And I don't think Maddie ever graduated from college.
No, I don't think she did.
She left college, got married to Caleb. Now, if my 19, 20-ish year old daughter came to me and said, I want to marry this guy who's 10 years older than me. I haven't finished college. I don't think this would be my reaction.
No.
I would be very concerned. Mm-hmm. Like, can you just finish college at least?
Yeah.
Like at the bare minimum, can you have a long engagement?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, listen, I hear about people. I mean, again, it's different places here in the Bay Area. Like people get married at 33. Like people have kids in their late 30s here,
mm-hmm.
And so I think it's skewed here, but it's still very, very young. I'm with you. I mean, I don't think you can't prevent her from marrying him,
mm-hmm.
but I would say, yeah, I will give you my blessing, but you've got to finish college.
Yeah.
You have to finish college. Because it's very scary because what is Maddie if Caleb leaves? Like,
what if he dies?
Yeah. I mean, what is she to do? She has 4 kids and no college education.
I know. And people always, I'm sure Maddie had the intention of finishing, but,
mm-hmm.
but then she started, she was after her wedding, I think she was pregnant a year later. So it's very hard. That's very hard to go back. It's very hard to finish if you don't just power through.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's just me. But
yeah,
I mean, I'm happy for them. They obviously have a wonderful family and marriage, and from what I can tell.
And what we've also heard is Caleb's really good with money.
Yeah.
So there is some like, okay, good. You know, you hear these things, you're like, okay, this is a guy that's not going to just leave her hanging.
I think she is too. Because, you know, when she had that very short-lived podcast with her friend, forget what it was called, but she talked about how it would drive her crazy, how her parents made these bad financial decisions. And she said whenever they would get a tax return, they would go out and just blow it on something. And she didn't think they made good financial decisions. And she was consciously trying to make better decisions.
Yeah.
So, no, I love Maddie. I'm not trying to bag on Maddie. I'm just thinking, you know, if she were my daughter and she came to me with all this, I would have a very different reaction.
Yes. Yes. Very much so. Psych Legal Pop. We'll be back after these messages.
Chicago, 2011. A cop is murdered. Police and prosecutors swear they have the trigger man. He swears he didn't do it. How far will each side go to prove they're right?
Like it's just one bombshell after another, you know, where you're like, what?
The story of a PlayStation, a brain-eating amoeba, and the relentless pursuit of justice. Off Duty, out now. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, this is Hannah Berner from Giggly Squad. Have you ever put on a bra that makes you feel like a goddess? Prepare to be obsessed with the Dream Angel's Wicked Bra from Victoria's Secret, the iconic brand behind the world's most comfortable bras. And I only wear the most comfortable bras. The bestseller features an innovative sling for perfect lift without padding, and the fit is chef's kiss. Awaken your inner goddess with new colors and super femme lace embroidery. Find out why this bra has thousands of 5-star reviews and counting. Shop it in stores and online at victoriasecret.com.
All right, but you know what, Brooke? We don't have time for that. We've got to go back to Ron's office.
God. How much was Ron's bill this month? Is he charging them? Is he getting paid by TLC? Who's paying Ron?
I don't know. I think Ron just loves the cameras at this point.
He loves the limelight.
Any chance for them to come in to his office.
Well, you know, apparently his son is one of the members of that band Imagine Dragons.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. It's a huge band.
Yeah.
So Ron's probably doing, you know, Ron's got a successful kid. He can retire.
Right. He can just gab away in his office. He's got time.
So this time they have to go in because Dayton is 15, he can sign his own paperwork because the court recognizes him as an adult. And then I guess he's also signing for the name change as well. So again, they're telling Dayton all this stuff. They are taking him to the office, and you can tell that Dayton's anxious.
Yeah.
I love Dayton. I love that kid. I really
need to protect him. And this pissed me off when Ron said, you know, that the court looks at you more as an adult, as someone capable of making their own decisions. Okay, Kody comes along and says, so don't commit any crimes because then you'll go to jail as an adult.
What?
Yeah. And then that just freaks, you know, then Dayton has this freaked out look on his face. He's already, you guys are always reminding us how he's on the spectrum and he has process. You're going to say something like that? That would freak any kid out.
Yes.
Let alone someone on the spectrum.
Yes.
So Kody, once again, is so friggin' tone deaf. What? Who would say that? Poor Dayton.
Yeah.
He's stressed. He looks very stressed.
Yeah, he looks very stressed. He looks very anxious. He doesn't know what to do or how to be. I mean, I just, and I always think it's really interesting. Remember that Peyton, the infamous 2-hour Peyton interview and that was one of the things that Peyton really said over and over again. I love Dayton. Dayton's my brother. I love Dayton. He's awesome. And I do think that Dayton is so different than Aurora and Brianna because, because of the being on the spectrum, what Robin said to him didn't land the same way.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that's what's kind of allowed him to be, he's very introspective. He's obviously very intelligent.
Thinker.
Yes. Yeah. He's a very good critical thinker. Absolutely. Yeah.
Whereas Robin saying these things to Aurora and Brianna, and they're like, "Oh, yay, happy." Mm-hmm. And Dayton's over here thinking about the long-term implications of these decisions. Unlike Robin and Kody, mm-hmm. Are they thinking about the long-term ramifications of anything? No.
Mm-hmm. No. They're just plowing through to do what they want to do.
Yeah.
I am very curious though. I want to know where Dayton is. Like, what is he? I would love to know, like, what are you doing? no one's going to stalk you. I just want to know that you're doing well. Like, I would just like to hear.
Well, maybe he's not so brainwashed. He's obviously made the conscious decision not to be on the show.
Mm-hmm.
He's been able to draw that line in the sand, which is a good sign, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So when Dayton goes over to sign his name, this is where he's very serious. It's like, this is my first legal document that I've ever signed. And he's like, cursive or print? How do you want it to be? And same thing. And he's like, wow, this feels like the first step into adulthood.
Yeah.
This is how it's impacting him. And that's the other thing too, is Robin and Kody are on the couch with him when he's saying these things. Do you not get that? Do you not get how? Right? This is how he thinks. I don't know.
Yeah. And Ron is explaining that Kody is now liable. And then we were talking last week about the legal ramifications of the birth certificate change and mm-hmm. the change in legal status. And that's one of the things that, now as a parent, like, let's say you have a party at your house and, you serve alcohol, or your kid has alcohol and someone's, driving home and gets in an accident,
mm-hmm.
then Kody and Robin are both legally liable. I mean, it changes a lot. And another thing I thought of was also inheritance rights.
Mm.
That's
mm-hmm.
another reason why you legally change the name, the birth certificate, everything, then that means that Dayton can inherit from Kody. If Kody dies without a will, or,
mm-hmm.
The intestate succession laws. Anyway, there's all kinds of legal ramifications, as Ron is trying to explain. And Kody is just sort of like, oh, okay, do. And Dayton's really taking it all in, processing it.
Yeah. He's really thinking about this.
Yeah.
And what this means. Yeah. So it's the day before the adoption hearing. And so everybody is like, we got to look amazing because we're going to be on camera in a courtroom.
Christine is very concerned about the kids looking good in their clothes because she's afraid of judgment, because she doesn't want them to look like, stereotypical, as if they could. They don't own these kind of clothes, but, she doesn't want them to look like the fundamentalist with their little house on the prairie dresses. But again, they don't own anything like that. But that's her mentality. That's like hearkening back to her fears of growing up like that. So,
and I also think the flip side of that too is she wants them to look presentable, in the sense of like, we need to present ourselves as we take good care of our kids. And you don't want kids with dirty clothes, even though you do take good care of your kids, right? If your kids got dirty clothes, ripped jeans, food on their mouth, looks a little different. So.
Yeah. So then Christine tries to explain adoption to Truly using dolls.
No, but wait. So but I have to point this out. So first, this is Janelle at her house telling Hunter, mainly Maddie and Janelle telling Hunter, you need to dress well tomorrow. And then they go to Savannah. And Savannah's like, well, Dayton, Aurora, Brianna, spiritually, they've always been my brother and sister. That's how I love her. But now it's going to be legal. I'm like, how old are you?
I know.
But I think this is what she's been told over and over and over again. So I just thought that was so cute. So yeah, Christine and these dolls, and then Truly's reaction.
And then Truly says, my mom is playing with dolls. That's silly. Moms and dads don't play. They work.
Yeah. So poor Christine's like she's thought about this. She spent all this time like doing this reenactment with dolls and trying to explain it to Truly. And Truly's just kind of like, what are you doing?
Oh my gosh.
Yes. So, I mean, again, and we're back to like more interviews. Everyone's excited, but they're nervous, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Brianna is telling, again, Saul, who's younger than Truly, what is happening. I mean, I love how they keep trying to explain all this stuff to these kids. It's just like, you know, they're going to be surrounded by family. They're going into a courtroom. But again, you're making this much scarier than it should be. You know, you're making it so that you're creating this fear for them. And there's nothing to be afraid of.
Yeah, they're just playing it up for TV, but it's affecting the kids. Mm-hmm. You know, some of them, the older kids are not so much, but yeah. And, you know, Leon is there and says that they're happy for their mom and knows that this is important. And it's like, well, I hope that Mary's happy about it.
No, she's not.
Because she never does she even talk in this episode?
She does. She talks about it. Hold on. So we go to everyone. We've got this person, that person. We got Savannah with the thing, and everyone's saying, you know, these people, we love them, blah, blah, blah. Then, well, before that, we see Kody helping Dayton with a tie, which I thought was very sweet. Mm-hmm. So Mary is sitting alone at her desk in front of her computer. And they obviously, camera goes and sees her, and she's just like, yes, I am very excited. This is going to be a great day. This is all really good. And you see her like moving the mouse around. Mm-hmm. I'm like, is Samuel or your catfisher on the other line? And then her phone pings.
She gets a text.
She looks at it and then puts it down. So she was very disconnected. I mean, if I thought she did drugs, I would think that she had, you know, just taken a Xanax or something.
After she looks at the text on the phone and puts it down, she lets out a big old sigh. I think that this is Samuel, Jacob Cooper, whoever. Mary, this is the height of Mary's relationship with this person.
But she looks she's not happy. Mm-mm. She's not happy at all. And it's hard to watch. Yeah, it is.
She's miserable. So they're running late.
What else is new?
Shocker. But only 5 minutes. Allegedly.
Yeah, which is really good for them.
Yeah. I don't know if I believe it's only 5 minutes, but yeah. And Kody even said the night before, you know, when he was trying to explain how the day was going to go at the dinner table, he says, the bailiff runs the show. The judge is the show. Where did you get that, Kody? I mean, did you watch an episode of People's Court or to prepare for this?
Well, yeah. And this is where Dayton, which I saw, they had a big bowl of tater tots in front of him. I was like, those look good. Add tater tots into my life more. Because they are good.
They are good.
This is where Dayton starts asking those questions. How long will it take? How far away is it? How's this? How's that? It's like, Kody, he doesn't need to know that the judge is the show. It's like, that's not, he needs concrete. What is it going, right? Best to your best knowledge, what is it going to look like?
How is this going to go? What do I need to do? What do I need to be prepared for? Not this, this abstract thing. And then Kody mentions that, the most important thing, you need to show respect. And that one of the most important things is to be on time. I think he's very worried about this, as he should be, because these people are always late. And then he also mentions that this day that they're going to court is the 2-year anniversary of Curtis's death. So, of course, he thinks that this is,
the universe. His father and his brother helping him.
Yeah, his father died the same year. So, or last year, I don't know. But
yeah. Well, and then this is sort of like after the nervous and excited section, having to hear about that for an hour, we get to this new section, which is plural families never go into a courtroom. Isn't this odd or weird? Plural families don't work with the courts, don't because what they're doing is illegal. So, and then we have to hear about that. It's like, we know. Okay.
Yeah, you've been feeding this into us for the last 12 years or whatever it's been.
But did you clock when they're walking into the courtroom or into just the court itself that Kody was holding hands with Aurora? I'm like, how old is Aurora at this point? Oh God, I gotta look this up now. Because that is no, I feel like she's older. Hold on.
No, she's not very old.
Okay, if she's 10, I'm okay with this.
I think she's older because they said they've been in the family for 6 years. I think when she came
5 years.
She was 8 or 7. So 12?
Hold on, Aurora Brown. Birthday. She was born June 4th, 2002.
But we don't know what year this is.
But it said if Curtis died in 2013, 2 years later, this is 2015, she's 13.
Okay.
I don't know. Again, our father is not a demonstrative person. So for me, I felt a little like, God, you're 13. I mean, if I tried to hold Dad's hand at 13, he'd be like, what are you doing?
I don't remember ever holding Dad's hand.
I don't think I ever did either.
I'm sure I did.
About it.
Crossing the street at some point. Like when I was 5, maybe.
Yes. Our father's nothing like Kody Brown.
Our father's not, his love language is not physical touch.
Oh, no. His love language, what is Dad's love language? Like telling him about how you did something, awesome, like beat someone at something or won something, or you're the best at something, or, I don't know, giving us money. I don't know, writing a check. I don't know. That's how he shows his love.
Money and power. I don't know.
Yes. Okay. Where are we now?
Okay. So, I wrote down, I'm shocked they let them film this scene in the courthouse.
Yes.
And so, the judge seems a little impatient. We never see the judge's face. We just see the back of the head.
The guy's like, I'll do it, but don't show me.
Yeah, don't show my face. We see him. We see the clerk. They're like, okay, hurry up. They don't even wait for everyone to come in before they start, the proceedings.
Yeah.
So they call the case and, there's 35 people there. You've got the whole Brown family. It looks like there's people from Robin's family. And they call the case, and immediately Ron starts asking questions to basically establish the facts in the petition, get Robin's testimony. Is this true? I mean, obviously, all these facts are already alleged in the petition. They've already decided this. So they put on a little show. And, there was a guy who was sitting, he was in a suit, looked like a lawyer. He was sitting like behind the kids, Dayton, Aurora, and Brianna. And I'm like, who is this guy? Then I started thinking maybe he was a court-appointed lawyer.
Oh.
For the kids. Because again, this is not done in a vacuum. They would have a social worker, do a home study, do a report. They're going to appoint court-appointed counsel to talk to the kids. So the kids have been talked to before, And so if I had to put my money on it, I think that's who he was, because he was the only non-family member, and he was just kind of randomly sitting there.
Yeah, right, because in these cases, right, the parents have a lawyer and then the kids have a lawyer. Or does each kid have their own individual lawyer, or do they kind of wrap the kids together and have them work with one lawyer?
If they're from the same family, unless there's some real conflict of interest, like one kid wants to live with one parent and another kid wants to live with a different parent, they would typically represent the sibling group. I used to do these cases in juvenile court. So, Yeah, I'm sure that's who it was. So, they get a lawyer. They can talk to the lawyer, writes a report, says that whether they object to this or not. So it was real quick. Again, this is performative.
And again, Robin is like describing how, they were asking me all these yes or no questions. I'm like, bitch, they're asking you, are you married to this man? Are these your kids? I mean, these are not difficult questions.
These are not hard questions.
These are easy questions. And then she's like already tearing up and overwhelmed. She's describing on the couch, like how tough this was, how difficult. It's like, this is wrong. You're in this courtroom surrounded by your entire family. Mm-hmm. The only people you don't know are the judge and the bailiff and, maybe the other attorney or whatever. But and he's asking you like the most basic questions. Mm-hmm. How is this overwhelming?
Yeah. And it was just a show. And then Ron said, okay, submitted, and then the judge is like, okay, approved.
Yeah.
Bye. We got another case.
He's like, I got other cases to handle and you guys are really holding me up.
Yeah. But not before they take a picture, They have to take a big family picture. Mm-hmm. And Truly, puts up her deuces. Truly is just... Oh, this is Truly's like height of cuteness.
Yes. Yes.
She's just on fire.
Yes.
So that was that. Now they are Browns. Mm-hmm. And
Aurora's beside herself with joy.
Yeah.
This is her dream.
I'm happy she's happy.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all very happy.
Yeah.
And then Kody, did you see this? Did you clock this? At the end, Cody's like, this is a landmark. This is a landmark. And then the final scene is we see in the courtroom, Kody gives Robin a big fat kiss, which is a real kind of no-no because the other wives are there. It's like, interesting. I think he waited for them to leave the courtroom. He's like, ooh, let's sneak over here and make out.
It's okay if we just kiss in front of the judge. I'm sure the judge is like, what has happened? Bailiff, please take these people out.
Yes. They're like, oh God, we got to make out. Everyone's gone. Let's shut the door or whatever. I don't know. Or our plan. We finally put our plan together. I don't know. I don't know. So, but next week is the infamous Robin photoshopping.
Yeah, creating a moment, as she calls it. Creating a moment that did not exist until she says she needs something to connect the two worlds, like pre-Kody and post-Kody. And so, again, poor Christine, she takes a portrait of Kody with Christine and her kids, because that was their photo, and transforms it into a photo of Kody with her 3 kids. Mm-hmm. I mean, that was so offensive.
It's gross because, again, I don't know David Preston. I don't know what is real or true. But again, nothing has ever been, he's never been charged with anything. He's never done anything. So anything that Robin says is not corroborated. So this is all her story, right? So what you're doing is you're negating him.
Right.
Like there was no life. Exist. He doesn't exist. This is your father. And this other person doesn't exist. And again, it bugs me to no end. I can't stand it. It's so disrespectful to this man. I mean, and again, if we had evidence that he was a horrible person, I could kind of understand it. But even if he was a horrible person, even if he was in prison, there's a part of me that's a little bit like, that's still their father.
You can't erase him.
Yeah.
She's erasing him. That's what she's doing, is erasing him. And it's also offensive to Christine. She took a picture. Christine actually, in her book, in the middle of her book, she's got some pictures. She has the original picture. It was her and Kody and McKelty and Aspen who posed for that picture. And she even said in the book, this is the picture Robin took and made into her own picture. So she basically took Christine out, left Kody in, and then drew in the 3 kids where Christine and McKelty and Aspen, Robin's not in the photo.
Oh, she's not? Okay.
In the drawing. No, it's just Kody and the 3 kids. So that's offensive to Christine. You took Christine's history and just erased it. Put your own, I mean, it's offensive on so many levels. And when she reveals it, everyone's kind of like, oh, that's cool. And Robin's starting to cry, of course.
Yeah.
It's really stomach churning.
Yes, it is.
It really is.
Did you see that Daddy Logan was there? He took the day off from work.
I know. And he was one of the people who was like, oh, how cool, because he's always going to just go along to get along.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm like, of course, Daddy Logan has to be there. I'm like, Dad, he's such a good kid. He's like, took the day. I mean, he really did not need to be there.
Yeah, he can make an excuse. Like, I have class all day. I can't get out of it. Whatever.
Well, yeah. The other thing, too, is I think they said he took time off of work. I'm wondering if he's still in college.
Yeah, he might have.
He might have been out.
Already.
And he's at like a, adult 9-to-5 job. And he's taking one of his precious PTO days to go and do this.
I know.
So, yeah. I mean,
of course. Well, he's a good dad,
Yeah, he's a great dad.
A good dad would do.
Maybe he's probably the one that encouraged Savannah to floss.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't Kody.
He taught Savannah to floss years ago and reinforced it and made sure it became a habit. And he's taught her everything she knows.
Yes. Ay. All right.
Okay.
Well,
there's 3 more episodes left in this season, and maybe we'll try to cram these all in before the new season starts, because I don't want to leave on a with like 1 episode left or.
Yeah. I mean, there's just so much Kody I can take at one time, but I am kind of sad that we're going to have to stop the rewind, because I was like, oh, I'm getting back into it. And I'm, and this is where Kody's more tolerable as a person than these later seasons. So it's not so terrible. But obviously now that, we're all reading Christine's book, it all seems very, very different.
It's all coming back. Yeah. It's like, oh, he is a terrible person. Okay. Let us not forget. Never forget.
Yeah. Is he terrible, or is he in the beginning just selfish and self-involved?
Well, I think he grew over time to. I think he was always a little selfish and self-involved. He was very full of himself, even in high school. You know how his high school friends talked about him. I was a showboat in high school. So a lot of these things, he's always had these traits. And then the other things are just like the results of, a combination of things. Getting into this religion where, the wives were supposed to defer to him. And, he was given all this power. Like, if he hadn't joined this religion, he had to go out and just find a woman to marry him who's not going to let him boss her around and, tell her what to do. I think he would have turned out to be a different person, but it's just a combination of all of these things.
Yeah. Well, and I think he felt very forced into plural marriage.
Oh, absolutely.
I think he felt forced into it, and he has all this resentment towards the first 3 wives, and it's a little bit like, hey, pal, you were an adult. Like, again, back to that because he was 19 or 20 or 21. Like, that's the same
not
reason.
An adult. That's not an adult, especially for a man. I mean, you're illegally adult, but no, I feel like he was forced into that religion because he wanted to please his father. I think he was forced to marry Mary. I think they did, I
think they liked each other. How Christine describes it, they
fell in love. Yes. But I don't know if they were just, regular monogamous, if it would have necessarily, well, I don't know if they were monogamous, there wouldn't be all of those drivers that kind of drove them apart.
Yeah.
But, this whole idea, and you see this in Christine spells it out in her book, is that the solution to every problem is, we'll just bring in another wife. Bring in another wife. We'll move here. Okay, do this, do that. Like, nothing is thought through. Everything is impulsive. It's like just playing with people's lives.
Yeah.
And yeah. Oh, yeah, there's so much to talk about there. I can't wait to talk about Christine's book.
Yes.
It explains a lot of this. And so
if you've enjoyed this few minutes of conversation, this is what you'd get if you went over and joined us on Patreon. As I mentioned, the first episode will be on the free feed and the rest will be on the Patreon. So we also have 2 tiers. We have a $5 tier where you can get all of our shows ad free. And then you get a weekly bonus where we talk about sort of what's happening in the world, pop culture. We get more into our lives and what's going on with us. We spend a lot of time making fun of our parents, which is our favorite thing to do. And we know neither of them can figure out how to find this podcast. So it's very freeing.
We like to talk. Warning. We do talk politics. We talk some politics, and just FYI, if it's not your cup of tea, we talk a lot about Gavin Newsom and our love for him.
Yes. So again, you don't have to agree with us, but just if you've been listening for a while, I think you know which way our politics go. So we try not to do too much of that. And then our $8 tier, you get all of that plus a monthly true crime. We just did Amanda Knox, and the month before we did Ghislaine Maxwell, and an Ask Us Anything. So you can ask us legal questions, therapy questions, questions about life, questions about pop culture, questions about us. And we answer them all. So, and then other ways to support us is if you enjoy us and enjoy our show, please give us a 5-star rating and review. Those reviews really, really help us. And subscribe to the show. Follow us on social media at Psych Legal Pop. We're on YouTube. Hello. So go check us out there as well. But I think that's it. Thanks so much, everybody.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
This message comes from Jackson. Taxes aren't something you can only think about once a year. With investments, planning for tax day is year-round. Fortunately, Jackson offers tax-efficient products. Visit jackson.com for more information on how our products can make your tax bill a little bit less painful. Jackson is short for Jackson Financial Incorporated, Jackson National Life Insurance Company, Lansing, Michigan, and Jackson National Life Insurance Company of New York, Purchase, New York.
Hi, this is Hannah Berner from Giggly Squad. Have you ever put on a bra that makes you feel like a goddess? Prepare to be obsessed with the Dream Angels Wicked Bra from Victoria's Secret, the iconic brand behind the world's most comfortable bras. And I only wear the most comfortable bras. The bestseller features an innovative sling for perfect lift without padding, and the fit is chef's kiss. Awaken your inner goddess with new colors and super femme lace embroidery. Find out why this bra has thousands of 5-star reviews and counting. Shop it in stores and online at victoriassecret.com.
You do it all. So why not get all the electrolytes? Hydrate better than water with new Gatorade Lower Sugar. Now with no artificial flavors, sweeteners, or colors. And 75% less sugar than regular Gatorade. New to the fridge, all the Gatorade electrolytes you love. Gatorade Lower Sugar. Is it in you? Now available nationwide.